Good morning, it is 8:10 on Thursday. It's time to do some animation. This is day 4 of me wanting to do this animation from one Saturday to another Saturday. So this is what I've currently got. So yesterday I had to render out a play blast. On the most part, I'm really happy with this. There's a couple of things that I want to do out the front to tidy that kind of spin, that windmill. I want to kind of push his a little bit higher. So that might include bringing his down a little bit further down, and then down at the back, I want to kind of play with some of the timing there a little bit. Other than that, maybe a couple of in-betweens, so let's see how far we get. So today I'm mostly working on in-betweens for breakdowns. Now when you animate in a pose-to-pose fashion, you tend to be looking at your main acting beats, those main poses that will really sell the storytelling aspects of your animation. A lot of time and effort and love needs to be spent on those poses. They need to be right because all other poses will flow from them. This is the flowing from them section. I have the poses to tell the story, now I want to make it look good. If I was to simply smooth out the stepped curves I've created, the entire thing would be a mess. The character would go from one keyframe to another in the most linear and boring way ever. And then it would suddenly change to find the next keyframe and the next and the next. This is not good animation. In fact, it is clunky and awkward and bad. We want smooth and flowing, melt like butter animation-y goodness. So what to do? Add more keyframes. As a student, the thought of adding more and more keyframes to an animation just sounded like more work. Well, I was wrong. Now I actually believe that the more keys you have, the better control over the animation. You know why I believe that? Because it's the truth. The fact is, animating pose to pose is like a sculptor chiseling away at a block of, stone or whatever. Throwing in those important cornerstone poses is like a sculptor chiseling out a rough humanoid shape. People can see it's a person, but don't have enough detail yet. The blocking phase of an animation is setting the foundation upon which everything else is built. The artist can get an overall impression and see the possibility. Breakdowns are like chiseling in more detail. They give greater control over the way the actor moves in the scene, leaving nothing to chance. So what does that look like? Well, what I'm doing here is I'm keying a point in between two key poses and reposing it. Now there are two ways I can do this. One is to set all of the key tangents to spline and set a new key to the midpoints, or any other point that I prefer. Or I could duplicate the key before or after and amend those points accordingly. Of course, if you've got a plugin like Animbot or any other that has a tween machine, you can use that. It basically does the same thing. The point is this. At this point, you are choosing the way your animation is going to flow. The poses you choose and where they favour along the timeline will start to determine your spacing. Now spacing is basically ease in and ease out. It is the term used to refer to the space between each frame of an animation. If the spacing is large, then you have a very quick movement. If the spacing is small, then your movement is slow. I want my character to have a very fast swoop into a very slow hang time, so I make sure that the spacing during the swoop is large, whereas the spacing during the hang time is small. Now, I could also get into details about secondary animation or follow through or drag, but I don't really have time for that now, so I might do that later. Cheers. Okay. Yeah, the start kind of works better than I was expecting, which is cool. I've got a couple of tricks that I want to try out with this particular rig. Maybe it's trying to do too many. and that headbang at the end is too much. But I think that is all for me for now. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, then please share it with your friends, share all this sort of stuff in a good attitude of encouragement and all that sort of stuff. Please like and subscribe, because that will really encourage me and help me kind of create this sort of stuff. If you want the full video, then it will be on Patreon at some point. All of the links are down below, but for now I'm late and I need to go to work. Goodbye!